YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I am a Whovian, and today I am reviewing Doctor Who, Shada. So this is a 1979 classic serial with Tom Baker as the 4th Doctor and Lalla Ward as Romana, and this is an unaired serial from 1979. So this serial, it was partly made but never fully televised due to writer's strike at the BBC at that time, and the story was pretty much scrapped and put on the shelf. And of course, if some clips do look familiar in it, it's because they reused some of that footage for the 20th anniversary special, The 5 Doctors, giving the 4th Doctor a small cameo. And of course, in this, the Doctor and Romana go to this university in 1979 to see an old Timelord named Professor Chronotis. And then there's also, which also has knowledge of a evil Time Lord criminal named Sally Avon, and of course there's this evil genius, this evil being named Skagra, who wants to free Sally Avon from a prison planet from the Time Lords called Shada. And of course the Doctor receives help from some students at the university, or some people from the university. I can't remember the guy's name, but the woman's called Claire. And yeah, in this serial they go about stopping Skagra from releasing this Time Lord villain, only for the Professor Chronotis, at the end of all his regenerations, turning out to be the villain himself. And yeah, and this is a 6-part story, like I say, never aired, but was released on VHS in 1993, where the bits that were not filmed were narrated by Tom Baker, and then re-released on DVD a couple of years after, like 10, 20, 15 years after, and then re-released again on DVD and Blu-ray in 2017, where the bits that were not filmed or not done were remade in animation. And it was remade in animation with re-recordings of audio from Tom Baker and the other cast in that. Yeah, so what did I like? What did I not like? First of all, I like this story. It's a fine story written by Michael Douglas, and it's a shame this never really got to see the light of day. It was never aired, it never, got televised, and it was unfinished for so long. And it was a shame, really, because, if only people could have seen this story. This story did get redone again in 2003 from Paul McGann in his audio adventures of the 8th Doctor, which he does acknowledge that they were there at that place in 79, but was snatched from there, which covered the events of the 5 Doctors. But still, I will get round to that. I've said I do want to do Big Finish audio reviews. Anyway, back to this one. I liked the performances from Tom Baker, both physically and vocally, and I liked the animated shorts they put in there for bits that were like missing or not done. I thought that was great, and it's like, it's live action 1 minute, but then it goes straight to animation because of the bits that were unfilmed. I also liked the guy, I've had his name down, who played Skagra. He was a good villain in this, and was an evil menace. His motives I'm not too sure about or can't remember much of, but what I do know is he was the villain throughout this serial. We even had K9 in there, weren't voiced by John Leeson, but was in the Big Finish audio take. I also like Lalla Ward in this as Romana, fellow Time Lady of the Doctors, and this was before Lalla Ward and Tom Baker resented each other and hated one another. Or was it at that time they hated each other, and the second the cameras cut, they walked off in separate directions from another? Not sure, but they did get married, and it was short-lived, and they got divorced, and then they hated each other while still filming. And that was one of Lalla Ward's departures. Yeah, I also like the performances from our supporting cast, especially Professor Chronotis. I found him a very interesting character, and I liked his TARDIS. he had a very interesting TARDIS, because it's like his TARDIS was disguised from the inside and the outside. It was like a room which turned out to be a TARDIS. You know, it's like, you know, he had a TARDIS because, after all, he is a Time Lord. And yeah, it was a good spin on him turning out to be the villain, the Time Lord villain they're looking for, Sally Avon. And they think, was that the Doctor? Very nice man. I also like the final scene in this. Now, again, the final scene was never filmed, and Tom Baker did a narration in the VHS cut, but in this one, you know, they could have redone this in animation, but clearly they chose not to. They actually got Tom Baker back on a recreated set of his TARDIS, a replica of his TARDIS set, and they actually had a stunt double underneath the TARDIS console fixing the wiring, and had a voice actress talking for Romana, like off screen, like talking from another room. But then at the very end, the final shot, we actually see an old, aged Fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, reprising his role as the Fourth Doctor for the first time in a long time on screen, and just recording that final dialogue, and then breaking the fourth wall and looking at the camera like he was and he laughed, and I'd like to think that was laughter of, yo, I finally completed this story. And I like the animation in this. I liked the recreations they did in this, despite them not being live action. It was an unfinished serial, but the first time ever on DVD they finished the story, and it was a finished one. So yeah, my dislikes. There were a few things in there that like didn't really have much to do with the story, that you didn't think were necessary. But hey, it's a good serial, and it's a shame it never got to air. But 4 decades later, people can see the finished story just with animation instead. And yeah, this came out in 2017, so nearly 40 years from there. I mean, it's 41 years now this year, but still, Shada, I've been wanting to review this one for a long time, and I'm going to start doing audio reviews for Big Finish Audios, and I want to start with Shada, the one with Paul McGann. So anyway, the performances for this, I'm going to give it a 4, because, you know, a 4. The effects, I'll give that a 2.5, because there were good effects in there, despite them being old school and practical and animated. And the writing for this, I think, gets a 5. Yeah, 5. In fact, no, hold on. I want to redo my whole ratings for this. The acting, the performances, so here we go. Rewind! Okay, so the performances, I'm giving that a 8 out of 10. The effects, I'm giving that a 4 out of 10. And the writing, I'm giving that a 9 out of 10. And you see, my channel's regenerated, so I want to change things up with my scores. So those were the old ones. These are the new ones. Okay, so let me know down in the comments below. Have you seen this one, Shada? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell, and to share with your friends. I've been Davros the Whovian, and this has been my review on Doctor Who Shada. So, until next time, run for your life.